This is the time of year where we study Pirqe Abot. What is Pirqe Abot, first of all? So we had, over the course of generations, many, many great Hakhamim. And what Pirqe Abot did was as follows. When Adenu HaKadosh, he edited that particular Masechet in the Mishnayot, he wanted to collect all of the sayings of the great Hakhamim. So he went to each one of the Hakhamim, meaning to what we learned from each one of the Hakhamim, because many of the Hakhamim weren't alive anymore. He went all the way back to Shimon HaTzadik. Shimon HaTzadik was in the days of Bayit Sheni, before Bayit Sheni. He was a Kohen Gadol in the days of Bayit Sheni, and he went to Anshe Knesset Gedolah, who are the Hakhamim that returned from Babel to Eretz Yisrael. They're the ones who built the Beit HaMikdash eventually in the days of Ezra HaSofer. And he wanted to bring the one lesson, or two lessons, or three lessons from each one of the Hakhamim, right? So these are like generations and generations of Jewish wisdom. That's what Pirqe Avot really is, right? Pirqe Avot means the lessons of our fathers, right? And I love that title, the lessons of our fathers. Because, people think about, what is a father? So a father is a biological thing, right? And especially in the Western world and today in the United States, the idea of parenthood has become almost like, well, so what? Like, who your parents are and what do we care and how does that, have any meaning? It's just a biological thing, right? So like the animals in the jungle, there's a baby zebra, allegiance to the mommy zebra, and once the baby doesn't need the mommy anymore, that's it. I'm in the African savannah, I'm running around, I'm doing what I want to do. Does the baby chimp need the mommy? Yeah, it needs a mommy when it's a baby. When it grows up, it doesn't need the mommy anymore. That's it. Let the chimpanzee swing from tree to tree, eat bananas, and that's the extent of the allegiance that the baby, originally baby, not a baby anymore, has towards its parents. I love Pirqe Avot, our fathers, because the job of a father is not just to give physical, biological life to his children. That's for human beings who live in the jungle. Am Yisrael, we never lived in the jungle. We always believed that the job of a father, the job of a mother, the job of parents is not just to give physical life to the children, but to teach them, to give them musar, ethics, to give them Torah, to give them mitzvot, right? So a real father, a real parent, doesn't just have that biological, okay, we have the same DNA, next. No, a real father shows love to his children by teaching them in accordance with the ways of the Torah, right? Shema beni, Musar avicha. My father was used to say, Shalom Shalom. Shema, anytime he would tell me something, sometimes, a little pushback, I don't know. Shema beni, Musar avicha, ve'al titosh Torah imecha. When your parents give you musar, they come, hey, what are you doing that for? What are you doing? That's not right. They're like, oh, what are you talking to me? No, that's what a parent is supposed to do. And if you're an intelligent child says thank you to his parents. Thank you for teaching me that, right? So Pirqe Avot, the idea of Pirqe Avot, the lessons, the teachings of our fathers, because they were our fathers. I mean, they weren't our biological fathers, but in a sense, they raised us. They were the fathers of Am Yisrael. How did they raise us? They raised us by teaching us, right? By putting us in the proper path. What a great concept. Today we spoke about parents, right? We spoke about biological parents, we spoke about the jungle, we spoke about the chimps, the swinging around from tree to tree, okay? That's common, that's humanity, human civilization today, right? And we said our Jewish parents, they had to give their kids a sense of spirituality, a sense of purpose, a sense of wisdom. But there's more to that. And then there's Jewish leadership. So we all know what politicians are about today, right? We got it, right? We don't have to talk too much about that. We understand that politicians are there to help themselves, to help their cronies, to further the agenda of whatever person funded their political campaign. They don't really care so much about the people. There may be a few that do, maybe some. Could be. There's always exceptions to the rule, right? So there could be some decent people out there who decided to go into politics, that's possible. But generally speaking, the political system is there not to help the people. The political system is there to help the elite, to help the political establishment. That's what they ultimately care about. Jewish leaders. A real Jewish leader is like a father. A real Jewish leader cares about Am Yisrael. And what he's going to do for the people is he wants to educate the people and lift them up. In communist countries, in socialist countries, they always wanted to keep the people unlearned, uneducated, unsophisticated. Because if the people are a little sophisticated, they kind of get the scam, they understand, right? So it's important if you're a political party, let's create class warfare. Let's make these people hate those people. Let this ethnic group hate that ethnic group. What do? They don't care about ethnic groups. They care about their power. So by Am Yisrael, it's the exact opposite. You know who the greatest leader ever was? Shlomo HaMelech. He's an example. David HaMelech. Who was Shlomo HaMelech? Shlomo HaMelech was the most brilliant king that ever lived. And that's what we remember about Shlomo, because he was brilliant. And we have books written by Shlomo HaMelech. One of them is Kohelet. Kohelet was the lessons that he gave in public. Can you imagine an American politician who cares so much about the people that he gets up in public on a regular basis to teach them wisdom? Wow. Would that be transformative for society, right? Wouldn't that be a healing episode in the social fabric of America if we had a politician that cared enough about the people to educate the people rather than manipulate the people? That was Shlomo HaMelech. The other great king, David HaMelech, what a humble person. Never wanted power. Always taught us a book of Tehillim. He taught us songs, how to sing to Hashem. That's David HaMelech. Who was another great king of the Jewish people? Chizkiah. What does the Gemara say about Chizkiah HaMelech? Chizkiah HaMelech was a descendant of Shlomo. He was the one who educated all of Am Yisrael, so much so that the Gemara says that in his days, every person, every man, every woman, every child knew the Torah inside out. What does that mean? It means that for this king, that's what was important. Right? So you see, so what does Pirqe Abot say? They are our fathers, but they are also our leaders. Because a good leader is like a father. And the same way a father wants to guide his children towards wisdom, towards ethical behavior, towards proper behavior, a good leader does exactly that. So you see the incredible idea of Pirqe Avot. These are the leaders of our people. This is what they taught us over the course of generations. And this is why Am Yisrael is such a special nation, because we had these leaders. So with that introduction,